Hello friends, my name is Melly, also known as Melebi here on YouTube, and I am excited to bring you guys another video. Now I need to preface this one by saying I am not an artist. I have the creative juices, I just don't have the ability to put those creative thoughts into action, so yeah. As I mentioned earlier this week, I have some fun holiday decor videos coming up, and today is one of them, but I have a couple things that I need to do first, and the first of which is opening the next pair of socks from my Pokemon 15 Days of Socks. I've been loving this so much. This is, I believe, my fourth video. Yeah, so we get to open number 4 here, which has our little Squirtle on it. Okay, I see a little ear popping out, so I'm assuming it's Pikachu. So here it is. It says 025 on it with Pikachu given a little winky face, and it has Pokeballs all around it. These ones feel like they are the worst quality out of them so far, and if you look on the inside, there are a ton of threads, so a lot to get like your toenails caught on, but they look cool, and I mean, I guess that's the point of it, right? But anyways, let's get these suckers on. Now for my second order of business, we're gonna open the next day out of the Pokemon holiday calendar. Now I am on day 2, so I'll have to find that. There it is, day 2. They're completely out of order, but I mean, I guess the search is kind of like part of the fun, but okay, there we go. Oh. Huh. So after pulling this one out, I've determined that I got a defective Meowth. So here he is. I don't know if you can tell that I dropped him. I don't know if you can tell what he's missing, but there is definitely a hole to show that he is missing it. This is him. He's a little deformed, but that doesn't mean that, like, I dislike him. I just wish he was full. Now to bring you the project that I have been working on for a few days now. They have turned out horribly. But I still wanted to show you guys. Maybe you can get some ideas for what you can do, and I'll talk about some of the things that you can do to fix the mistakes that I did. My idea was to make some Pokemon characters into ornaments. Basically just using the little glass bulbs and painting them to have like Pokemon faces, and I thought that would be a lot of fun to do. I came up with a few ideas. I even got some supplies, but not nearly as many supplies as I needed, and I think that's part of my issue. So I went and I picked up this lovely large container of plastic bulbs. It says it's normally $30, which is kind of insane. I got them from Joann's, but they were on sale for Black Friday for $5, and I thought they would work just fine, and they're plastic, so they're not glass. And now I'll just show you the other products that I used. This bundle of oil paints that I've had for a while, but they have a bunch of colors, and they're really nice. It was just really hard for me to work with, and I'll kind of go into why that was a bit later. I also used a variety of paints from the Folk Art brand, Apple Barrel, which I believe both of those are from Walmart, and this Top Notch, which I know I also got from Joann. I also used these painter's pens. This one's black. I also used red and blue and chrome, actually. You just take one of your bulbs that you got, and if you pull this like as far as it goes, you can push the cap back on and then squeeze, and it comes right out. So then what I did was I took these paints and poured a whole bunch of it inside the bulb, and I rotated it around. Each one probably took like 3 minutes to coat completely. And then when you're done filling it up with paint, getting all of the edges covered and such, you just can put it down on like a wire rack. I put it on paper plates, and then the second day I had to lift it up and like shake out the rest of the paint. It was quite lovely. So that is where I went wrong in the first place. Putting the paint inside would have been great, except for the fact that a lot of the paint was relatively runny. Even after, you know, shaking it up a bunch, it was still a little too runny, and you can see streaks in a lot of the ornaments that I did. So another option, instead of doing it on the inside, is just to paint the outside. If you take this lovely bit out, you can literally just put this on your finger and paint the whole thing. What I would also recommend doing before you paint it, though, is to possibly either sand the bulb, which you can do because it's plastic. That would just give the paint something to grip to. Spraying with a matte coat would, once dry, would also provide something that you could have the paint stick to. It would also be a lot better to do it that way than sanding the whole thing, because that would just, you know, cause dust and stuff. You can literally take all of these outside, as many as you want to do, and just spray all of them down all in one go. I let them dry overnight after they had the paint inside, and then when they were done, I lifted them up, shook it up, and put the lids back on, and then I went about doing my face paintings. I went online and I typed in the Pokemon faces that I wanted to see, and basically I just tried painting from there. Some of them turned out really well. Some of them are horrific. I'll be honest. But if you're actually good at art and painting and drawing, things like that, you might have a lot better luck than I did. If you use the oil paints, they're going to take a lot longer to dry than the acrylic paints, so that's really up to your preference. The acrylic is also nice because if you make a mistake, you can easily wash off the error. All you have to do is take like a wet paper towel and lightly rub over the spot that you want to redo, and I had to do that a bunch because mouths are not my forte. But oil will be a lot more long-lasting. Acrylic is great just in the fact that it dries fast, and it's also really easy to use. Acrylic's just better to use if you are insecure about your artistic abilities, like me. Now I'm going to show you guys the ornaments that I did. I did a total of 10 ornaments. Some of them are great, in my opinion. Some of them are terrible, also in my opinion. But we're gonna start with some of the really bad ones. If my channel name indicates anything, it indicates that I really like Celebi. So I decided to do a Celebi one. I thought it would look really nice, and honestly, it would have, but this one out of all of them has the worst issue with the paint on the inside. And I think the issue was I mixed two different kinds of paint. I mixed some of the Apple Barrel brand with some of the Folk Art brand to get kind of a closer color, and the color is okay. It's just it messed up horribly. But here it is. It's a little hard to tell on camera, but the paint really started leaking. It started streaking really badly, so I think what I'm going to do with most of the ones that are like this is do another layer of paint. It probably was too thin and it didn't coat right. But that's what it looks like. I tried to give it the start of little antenna. Its eyes are horribly uneven and its mouth is terrible because I used some oil-based paint, and then that got all over all of the other ones that were drying with it. So this guy, it's sad. The color that I chose for the outside of this one was possibly one of my favorites, and honestly the issue wasn't that paint itself. I used a marker on this one, and this one only, to kind of do an outline for the shape that I wanted to do, and that outline, it went everywhere, and unfortunately for me it is waterproof. So I have tried getting it off and I couldn't, but it looks horrible. I hope you guys enjoy the laugh, the horror, in this one. So this is my attempt at Riolu. It's bad, I know. Honestly, this is the last of what I consider to be the bad ones. I'm still going to hang them up on my Christmas tree because I really want to have the memento. I'm probably just going to repaint some of these to try to make them look a little bit better. I did these over a course of probably 3 days, so I could probably spend a little bit more time and actually focus on doing it instead of watching TV at the same time. But it's this. If you can't tell by the horrible drawing paintwork, this is Gengar. This paint was terrible when it came to actually pouring it, but it is the only paint that hasn't leaked. So I guess the harder it is to get inside of the bowl, the better it is sticking wise. But I tried doing the little hairs, the shapes at the top of his head to kind of make it look a little more realistic, but I think his eyes are the wrong color and kind of the wrong shape, and Gengar. This one I say is a fail only because of the fact that the color is off, but I feel like you might be able to tell what it is based off what it looks like, and it's supposed to be Eevee. I also didn't have a brown paint. I had bronze and pearlescent white. So I mixed those two colors and I got this. I think it's okay. I can tell what it is, but I made them. Up next is one you can probably tell what it is. It's just poorly drawn, and that's this. It's of course Pikachu. I love how uneven he is. Like, all of these look like they were drawn by a untalented toddler, and I kind of love it. And here we are with a Squirtle. I actually think this is one of my favorites. Their mouths are still wet. I painted this 2 days ago, and they are oil-based paints. So the oil base doesn't stick to the plastic very well. Like I said, I should have used a matte coat. Now, since I had Squirtle, I obviously had to get myself a Bulbasaur. He is very green. All I had was a neon green, and I decided that that would work just fine. I tried lightening it up just a little bit with some white, but that's him. He's kind of frightening, but I think he's cute. I like his little teeth. And there's exactly one other Pokemon that I gave fangs to, and that is this guy. It's a Charmander, obviously. It looks really derpy, and I love it so, so much. Since it's my first year as being Melebi, per se, I had to make a little ornament to commemorate that. It's very, very plain. It's just this pearlescent white. I used some silver writing to write Melebi, established in 2020, and then I put subs because I'm going to write the number of subscribers I have on Christmas this year. I'm hoping it'll be 300. It's probably not going to happen, but a girl can dream, can't she? And now for my absolute favorite. The color is a little off, but I think I pulled this one off quite well. If I do say so myself, pat myself on the back, I think I did a good job, but it's this. It's a Mimikyu, and this was the easiest one to do. Literally took me like a minute, but I think it's so cute and I love it to pieces. Well, friends, that's everything for today. I'm sure it's not what you were expecting, because it's exactly what I was expecting. It was really fun to do, and honestly, if you give it a matte spray coat before you do anything else, I'm pretty sure everything else would have gone a lot better. But this was definitely something fun to do. I think that if you have, another fan of Pokemon in your family, it would be something fun to do with them. Even if you go and paint all of the, primary colors on the Pokemon, you can do faces with each other, and it can be really cute and really fun. All you have to do is, write 2020 on the back and the person's name that did it, if you want. If not, you can do it yourself and keep them for yourself, which is what I'm doing. But anyways, that's everything I have for you guys today. It's been fun. It's been hectic, but I hope you have a lovely, wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, friends.